This has been a very long journey. I haven't had a lot of time to kind of sit back and take it all in and just kind of understand what's actually happening here. I mean, I've strung a lot of days together of training. Today was one of those days I just kind of stood back and I kind of looked back and I'm writing these numbers every single day. Squat every day 650, squat every day 660. And like, I don't think much of it because I'm like in the process of it. I'm kind of like head down, thinking about getting better, thinking about training, thinking about, improving. I don't kind of ever sit back and think to myself, wow, this is actually a lot of days in a row. For some reason today, I went to the gym and I was like, man, this has been a long freaking time of training every single day. Like, for some reason, it just dawned on me today. And I started thinking about, where I've come from and where I've kind of, what day one was like and what the initial thoughts behind all of this was. It was never to go 2 years in a row, for God's sake. Like, it wasn't even to go a month in a row. It was just like my shed was built, the concrete was laid, and I was so freaking, keen to train that I was like, I'm going to train a few days in a row. And every single day ended up being a squat. I trained on that first day, squat every day one. And I was like, man, I wouldn't mind training again tomorrow. And then the next day I was like, man, why don't I just squat every day for a little while? Like, I've done it in the past, and here I am now, like almost 2 years to get, a run. So it's absolutely incredible to me. For some reason today, it kind of dawned on me. And I started thinking back, what I've learned. And the first kind of feeling I get is, man, I've learned a lot. Bar all this other crap that we often talk about and obsess about, how many kilos you're going to put onto your deadlift, your squat, your bench, year on, year out. Like, I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about just sorting out the puzzle, really. We all have our own kind of problems to deal with in terms of improving in the gym. And a lot of times it's all dependent upon how you go about things. So if you're squatting every day, you're going to have different set of hurdles, set of problems that you're going to kind of knock into as somebody that's kind of squatting once a week. You might have different issues, come up when you're squatting once a week or whatever the program is. There's always issues to solve. There's always fires to put out. There's always something to think about. This hip pain that I had in the past took me a very long time to work out. Like, I would put out the fire momentarily with one exercise, and it would come back again, and I would try something else over and over again, and I would have a good stretch. I would get stronger, and that strength period would kind of always get knocked back by some, another flare up and whatnot. And I've tried lots and lots of different things. It's kind of like a case study. I don't know, like in science, how long case studies go for. I'm sure they can go for many, many, many years. But I feel like this personal journey that I've gone on, the biggest thing that I feel like I want to take away from this is just the sheer experimentation that I've gone through. I've done a lot of crap, man. I've tested a lot of different theories, from calves to external rotation, to internal rotation, to quads, to hamstrings, to core, to traps, to at one stage I was thinking about training my neck. And this is just involving the squat. Before the hip pain kind of kicked me in the nuts, if you will, I had a bit of an experimentation with bench press. That's kind of how I got to 140 kilos for one. I started experimenting with greasing the groove, the Pavel Tatulin's idea of doing push-ups every day. I was doing some stupid number of push-ups every week, and that kind of ended up being a PR on the bench press. So I've done a lot of different things, and there's only been a few instances where I've done an exercise and I've gone, damn it, that feels damn good. I can't explain it to you. It's like when you're getting massaged, or when you're working on an area like your foam rolling, and you hit an area that's like, it hurts so good. Like, it hurts and it's very uncomfortable, but it's kind of like that pleasurable pain where it's like, you need to do this more because it's kind of giving you a good feeling while hurting at the same time. Well, today I did an exercise that kind of fit that bill. Maybe 2 or 3 months ago, I did the adductors machine, the good gill machine, whatever people call it. And I remember telling my cameraman back then, man, when I do this thing, like I feel like a ballerina afterwards. I feel so damn light on my feet. I never get that with deadlifting, never get that with squats, box squats, Bulgarian split squats, anything. I never have a feeling like that. You know what I mean? Like that adductor machine was just like weird. Like it's almost like the body's saying, do this, man. This is what you need to do. This is what we need. I had another one of those moments today. So I ended up, you saw already, I started with the psoas curls, the standing psoas curls, with that strap thing that I showed you last time. Did that, went over to squats, did some back squats, worked up to a single, went to front squats, worked up to a single, so I did back and front. Last few days have been real tough for me. I've done like a PR deadlift and then a stupid amount of volume in the squat yesterday. So today was just touch some heavy singles and then leave it, basically. And so what I wanted to do after that was just do some bench pressing. I thought it was a good opportunity to get some volume into the upper body. And there was one guy, two guy, three guy, four. There was a whole freaking lineup for the bench press. And I thought, oh, okay, I want to do something to kill some time. And then I saw the abductor machine, so the bad girl machine. So the opposite to the adductor machine. This is the AB ductor machine. So I jumped in that and I thought to myself, well, I know I can do the full stack in the adductor machine, in the good girl machine, and they were next to each other. So I thought, I wonder if I have enough strength to do the other way around. And so that's what I did. I jumped in the machine. I started off with like 40 kilos, then to 60, then 80, then 100. And it was feeling good. I ended up putting the whole stack, the 138 kilo full stack. And it was a struggle, but I got 10 reps. And so that was important for me because I was like, I never really tested the other side. Like I knew the adductors were strong from squatting. But I wonder if my abductor machine muscles are strong enough. Like, is there a discrepancy there? So that's kind of why I did it. Man, as I started doing it, man, like literally my hips started feeling again like a freaking ballerina, man. I don't know why I keep saying the ballerina, but I just picture ballerinas kind of like poppy on their feet all the time, using that term poppy. They're always kind of light on their feet and they're jumping and hovering and all this sort of stuff. That's literally that's the thought that I had back then when I was doing the adductors. I just feel so damn good on my feet after I do that machine. And I tested it out. Like I used to do the adductor machine and then go squatting, and the squatting strength kind of drops, because I've gone hammer and tongs on the adductors. But the feeling is still fantastic. Like I walk out and I feel like refreshed. It's something weird. I got the same feeling with this bad girl machine. It was just like, it was hurting so good. The pump in that kind of glute med, glute min, TFL kind of region, I actually felt the IT band, iliotibial band. I felt that engage, and I felt like the knee musculature also kind of engaged, like almost like the tibialis anterior was also kind of being engaged, because that ITB kind of goes everywhere. It's kind of like a fan, freaking covers your whole leg. And I made videos about ITB and how pivotal it is to your lower body performance. It's just like it glues everything together. It literally is the glue of the lower body. So as I was doing the abductor, I thought to myself, I don't know what it is about some of these movements. It's like they feel so damn good, but because I'm not convinced that this is the key, because I haven't really done a full block of like experimentation with this thing, I've never heard anybody use the abductor machine or the adductor machine and then said that it was a really good thing for your squatting or your deadlifting. And I never heard that. Like, all of the stuff that I hear, it's kind of like those machines are kind of frowned upon. It's like what losers go to use almost. It's like women go there. Like those machines, I rarely ever see a dude use it. It's always the chicks. They go in there so they can look a bit more like Kim Kardashian, pump those glutes and then walk away. And I never used to understand why the hell you want to pump your glute medius. Like if you want to pump your glutes, the biggest freaking muscle in the body is the glute max. You gotta, anyway. So anyway, I'm not embarrassed, at all. Like I don't give a crap. But so I jumped on the machine. I just wanted to kind of experiment, and it was an incredible feeling. So in the last few videos, actually one of you guys actually pointed out my right knee has been caving in a little bit, especially like when I hit the 180, 200 kilo range. Last few days I've been fatigued because of the deadlift and nights and whatever. So it's been even more obvious to me when I look at the videos. By the way, this is the 200. Kind of moved all right, but then check the right knee out. See the right knee a little bit? So anyway, it's kind of been on my mind. And a lot of the guys have said, like, a few of you guys have said, oh, you should kind of, hit your calves, your tibialis anterior, to kind of get away from those flat feet, the collapsing arches. And certainly you can view that as the problem, but I always feel like you always go upstream. I know some people think that and believe that you got to address your feet first and then it goes from your feet up. But I feel like the biggest joints are the ones to look at first. So if you have weak AB ductors, your glute medius, minimus, and your TFL, if they're weak and they are unable to externally rotate or abduct the knee out, then your feet can be as strong as they want to be. Your knee is coming in because all the force is going through the hip, right? The hip. And so I feel like if you address the hip first, everything else will follow. Then you can externally rotate your knee, you can abduct the knee, and then your foot is going to be loaded kind of peripherally, if you will, not medially. And that way you're not going to have flat feet. There's very little your foot muscles and your lower leg muscles can do if your hip gives in. I mean, it's impossible for the foot muscles to stay in an arched position when there's a whole building going on top of them. You know what I mean? You get flattened. So I think it's a light day, and for me, I knew today was just going to be a bench. That's all I was thinking. I'm going to hit I'm going to hit a training max for both the back squat and the front squat, and then I was going to do some bench press and go home. And because of that, I thought maybe I'll just experiment. I have the time. I'm waiting for the bench press, so I ended up doing that. And I thought the whole time I was doing it, I was like, man, maybe I can address that knee valgus. Not it's knee valgus, but it's a little bit of a knee kind of buckle under heavy weights. Maybe I can address it with this machine. And as I started doing it, my body was like, yes, 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 yes. It was just like a overwhelming feeling that I should spend a lot of time doing this exercise. Maybe not this exact exercise, but something in this plane where I'm kind of like separating my knees. So anyway, I went home. I ended up doing the full stack, and then I back down to 100 kilos or whatever it is, 103 or 108, whatever it is. And then I ended up doing 5 sets of 10. And so anyway, I worked pretty hard on the machine and I felt good. I walked away like a freaking ballerina, right? Felt really good. And it just got me thinking, like why do I ignore these feelings? Why do I ignore some of these exercises that are just feeling freaking unbelievable? Like really, really make me feel good. Both the adductor machine and the abductor machine, both of them feel damn good. Like I can't remember any other exercise that I can do that just makes me feel really good. Maybe the nearest thing is the psoas curls. Probably the best one is the standing psoas curls. Leg raises don't feel good. Leg raises feel like it's hard work. Lots of tension. Squats and deadlifts feel not horrible, but having fun. You're like bracing the hell out of your intra-abdominal pressure. Your head wants to blow off. It's not a comfortable thing. And like when I rack the bar, I don't feel like, God damn, that's exactly what we need to do every single day. Like even though I'm doing it, I don't get that feeling. But this damn exercise, here, I don't know what it is, man. It just feels incredible. So maybe my body's trying to tell me something. Maybe my body's telling me, man, you got to work on your freaking external rotators. You got to work on those abductors, that glute medius, minimus, TFL. I don't know. Something to think about. So anyway, I ended up not doing the bench press today because I did this for 15, 20 minutes. Looked over again, the bench press was busy. There's only 2 benches in this gym. So then I jumped back in the car, couldn't be freaking screwed. I felt so damn happy, like a ballerina, ran out of the place, feeling so damn good after this machine. Went back home, went into the garage, ended up doing the bench press at home. I ended up doing the Bilbo set. I think I did 70 kilos today for 24. And then I went to 100 kilos and did 3 by 5, 3 sets of 5. And that was the day today. But the whole day, ever since this exercise here, my brain's been just thinking about it, man. Like, I don't know. I feel like this exercise is so damn cheap. It feels good. Why don't I do it every day, man? Why don't I do it every single time I go to the gym? It's interesting. Because there's not a lot of exercises, like I said, that feel so damn good. I don't know if you guys have a similar experience. but it's almost like the body's always sending you signals, signs. Okay, don't do this hurts. Don't do that. But then there's some exercises that just feel damn right. Like it's almost like you're drinking cold water on a 45-degree day and you're thirsty as all hell. It's like it feels not just good because you're drinking it, but it's like your body's saying, we need this shit. More. Thank you, more. That's how it feels. It's like maybe there's a weakness there. Maybe there's a requirement there for me to work on some of these other muscles. I mean, technically speaking, if you're doing squatting, front squatting, back squatting, your glute medius and minimus, they're working, right? But they're not working at the same kind of degree, I feel, as in that machine where you're spreading 138 kilos. So, at that moment, they are the primary movers. Whereas with the back squats and the front squats, they become kind of the stabilizer muscles. They become more kind of involved when you're doing split stance stuff like Bulgarian split squats, like lunges, like running, right? Once upon a time, that's all I freaking had was probably glute medius and minimus because I was just always on one foot, running, jumping, all that stuff. But now I'm just a bilateral athlete. All I ever do is the deadlift and the squat 99% of my time. So I'm not really good on one foot. So maybe this is why when as soon as I got in that machine and started doing this, it was like, yes, all right, we can load these other muscles as a primary mover. Anyway, you guys know how I think about these things. My brain's on fire right now. I haven't really spoken about the psoas curls much or whatever, but that was a great success. I feel really good when I do that. Quite a day with the squats. Wanted to do the bench and ended up doing the bench at home. But the key take-home message here, the fuel in my brain right now, the fire is this damn abductor machine and what I'm going to do with it because it just feels damn good. Like my hips feel incredible. Like I have mobility. I almost feel like I could do the damn splits after them. Like so like mobile, so pumped up. Just brilliant. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. I'll continue to think about this stuff a little longer overnight. And I'll see what I come up with tomorrow. Maybe I'll probably do the same thing tomorrow. Catch you guys later. Peace out.